air fried poop. That was...
How on earth did you learn
Killing?
about that?
I witnessed it.
Who air fried poop?
Well, Beppo pooped on my terrace, like on the concrete part,
Yes.
and I didn't clean it, and it kind of started sizzling.
Oh, it wasn't fried. It was closer to like baked poop. I see.
Kind of, yeah, baked poop. Did potato just rage quit? No, I think everything just crashed for him.
Also, hello, hi, welcome to today's
Hi.
stream of Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. Hope everybody's doing well.
I have just... my Streamlabs crashed again.
Okay,
Oh,
I think you
dear.
can still raid. You should be able to still raid.
I restarted the stream.
No, like through Streamlabs you can raid.
Yeah, but my Streamlabs completely shut down. It crashed.
Wow.
I
Well,
restarted
Discord
again, but I'm
apparently
gonna-
as well.
Yeah. Whenever Streamlabs crashes, it
Takes everything with it.
yeah, it takes Discord with it, and Google Chrome.
Ah, yes, of course.
So I'm gonna raid you, but I think everyone who's watching is gone.
That's fine. Regardless, whether you're catching this live on twitch.tv or after the fact as a VOD on YouTube, welcome. I'm Brady the Overanalyst, your host for all of the nostalgic raccoon action your heart desires. Joined as always by my good friend Seth the Overwitch.
Bye.
And Comrade Potato. I was about to say, the stream ain't that bad. A Comrade Potato, who is fighting with Streamlabs, the eternal struggle.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch to
Oh, there we go.
OBS.
Thank you so much for the raid,
Oh.
Potato.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, if you guys recall, we started this game in medias res and ended our prologue with Sly clutched in the claws of this gigantic chimeric beast, slowly having, like, the daylights choked out of him. So, he's reminiscing as his life flashes before his eyes, on how he was able to piece the Cooper gang back together after the defeat of Captain Neela at the end of the second game, led to Bentley being permanently physically disabled, and Murray leaving and claiming that the path of violence was no longer for him. A nonsense notion we are striving to disabuse him of here in Venice, where we are attempting to track Murray down after learning that his instructor in, of all things, indigenous Australian religion commanded him to go on a walkabout to Italy. Only problem...
Hi, Luna.
Hello. How you doing?
I don't know.
Only problem, as we're going to see, is Venice is in the clutches of a narcissistic and absolutely delightful mafia boss. Don Octavio, who you can actually see depicted in a standee, like a cardboard promotional cutout back there through the windows. Octavio is a former opera singer, and actually a very, very talented one, who simply wants to take revenge on a community that really radically shifted its tastes in music right around the same time that his career was meant to be taking off. And how else would you do that? By joining the Mafia, taking control of it, and then, well, you'll see what his plan is. Luna says came back from work? Alright. Welcome back. And the Murrays no more? Yeah, that's right, we're trying to get him back.
Nice.
What was that, Seth?
I was gonna ask you, did you maybe see that video that I linked about the Yakuza interview?
I saw that you linked it. I've not seen the video itself yet. However, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I thought that you would like it. It was really good. Like I was scared for the guy that was interviewing. Even though the Yakuza dude was like really sweet and everything, but like there were some like things that he was saying that was sounding so direct that you would kind of be afraid.
Right.
Like, the interviewer said at some point, like, oh, I love the Yakuza slang, I think it's so cool, I really, really like it. And then the Yakuza was like, okay, well, what is your favorite word? And he said just one word. And he was like, wait, just one word? Like, usually when you think something is cool and you're a fan of something, you can think of at least 5 from the top of your head. So you're lying to me, right? You don't really think it's cool. And the interviewer just froze, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry."
Oh, that's great. That's great. I wish I knew how to do that.
At some point, he even told him like, "Don't cross your arms while talking to me. It's not polite." And I was like, like I stood up in my chair, like I was like, shit, you know, just. Oof.
You know, good for him though.
Yeah.
Question
He's
is.
actually now making watches on like not on Etsy. I think he's selling them on Amazon now, but he's like making handmade watches.
Hey MC, good evening. Hope
Hi,
you're doing
MC.
well. Thanks for joining us. Question is, how good is his rendition of Bakumitai? That's the most important thing.
Oh, and also his tattoos are amazing.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
really, really nice.
So, really quickly, just want to point out, our coins here are emblazoned with this very ornate decorative relief. Looks vaguely gothic, and of course meant to evoke the visual themes of an opera house. Speaking of opera house, there's a very large one off in the distance. We'll be seeing a lot of that, don't y'all worry. First things first, we've got to creep our way into police headquarters to see if they have any records of Murray coming to the region. Oh, they're a teensy tiny little thing, or 2 little things, you may have noticed that have changed since the second game. First off, we have these traps laden around the open world that we can interact with to drop on or otherwise use to incapacitate guards. It's a minor thing, but kinda cool that they added a little bit more interactivity to the environment. And we now automatically, I mentioned this in the Sly 2 playthrough, but we will automatically receive a number of coins equivalent to the value of special treasures we pickpocket from guards as soon as we acquire the treasure. No more need to go back to the safe house and sell them, just a nice little quality of life thing. One thing I am doing on the front end is collecting, I want to say it's 200 to 300 coins, so we can buy Sly's first upgrade from ThiefNet. I don't even know what it is, I just think, would feel bad going into a game like this after we had such a toolkit from the last game, not having any of our additional options. So, if you'll excuse me as we slowly demolish Venice. I really love the Venetian map, for the record. I think it's just the right size. I love the color palette. Even though it's relatively muted compared to what we're used to from the other games, there's still a dominant, range of golds and other warm colors. And the music is fantastic, which is going to be a running theme throughout Sly 3, and especially Sly 4. The music just gets better and better. I'd actually love to go to Venice someday, mainly just for the food and the architecture, because my god.
Oh yeah. I would just suggest that you don't go in the middle of the summer because, well, no, not because of the tourists, but because the Venice is very, very, very smelly.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, so, and it's worse during the summer because of, like, evaporation on the sides of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Octavio's regular guards are these cats wearing opera masks and very, very nice tuxedos, carrying, satchels full of, I believe they're daggers topped with some, tipped with some kind of firework, maybe, or no, candles. Candles. I believe. As he says, Venice and Paris are bad in the summer. Oh yeah, I've heard that about both of them before.
Yeah.
No real strong desire to go to Paris, but Venice, definitely.
I mean, I would like to go to Paris once, and it's not even because of the Eiffel Tower or whatever. I just want to experience their cafes, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those like cute romantic cafes that you see in movies. That is my wish. And for Venice, I mean, since I lived close by, like an hour and a half with the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would go there every year, and I mean, it's cute. It's part of the like it was always part of the carnival at the time.
Yep.
You can see it, but honestly, 2 hours in Venice and you saw everything. So, Like, if you want to go to Venice, do it as part of a bigger trip. Don't make it your one
Oh,
stop.
sure, sure. Like, I would actually love to tour all of the old Italian city-states.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this is police headquarters, by the way. We'll be, if you couldn't tell, we'll be back here in just a minute. Let's see, we've almost got our 300 coin. We may only need 200 for Sly's first upgrade, so why don't we start heading back to the safe house, so I can get an ability that we'll never use. Oh, something else that's pretty cool about this game, again, a minor thing that was introduced, is as we progress through the storyline of individual chapters, the time of day will actually change in the overworld.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's a real sense of,
Time passing.
yeah, chronological progression.
Oh, by the way, MC, if you want to, feel free to join us in voice chat.
Sure.
You're always welcome.
There we go, we get our smoke
Actually,
bomb.
you know what? Like, I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. You are welcome to join us by default.
Smoke
Yeah.
bomb.
And if you're not here, I'm just gonna assume you hate us.
Yeah, it's not like you're Exodus. You're always welcome.
Wow.
On that note, let's start our first proper mission. I love the Octavio standee.
Like to make an impression.
I'm afraid it's a losing battle. Don Octavio runs the show in this neighborhood. It's his security forces patrolling the streets, not the cops.
Noted. Huh.
Aside from those pigeons we can find on the rooftops, all of Octavio's goons have such snazzy outfits.
No way to climb up there.
Oh, come on, pal. There's always a way.
His flashlight guards, for the record, are large guard dogs in equally stylish tuxedos, carrying some kind of bizarre belt-fed firework pistol. Really cool. MC says thanks for the invite. Oh yeah. No problem. As they said, it's a standing invitation, so no worries.
Yeah. All of our
But
mods are invited
you can
by
be sitting
default.
when you're here, though.
Nice
It
climbing,
don't matter.
partner.
It's-
I have the blueprints to the vent system in front of me. I should be able to guide you to the jail.
And as I said in our last stream, we're actually going to be seeing way more mission-specific little instances in this game, which I really appreciate, such as the police station.
Hey,
But Murray's not here. We're gonna need to recruit some help to find him.
That name's a stain on my pants, bro. What?
Here he is.
You got some fuzzy dice to come round here.
Dimitri. Long time no punch. See, you're still in jail.
Yes, indeed. Sly has very
Let's get past
fuzzy
that and
dice.
Get to business.
Looking for main man Murray, eh? Sorry, but I'd rather see you get busted big time. God! Bolita!
Wait.
So this is a new mechanic introduced for Sly 3. It only really serves to add flavor to the game. We'll be given a variety of dialogue options or different approaches to take in certain social encounters, and we have to make the correct choice to advance the dialogue. So, why don't we try cutting a deal with Dimitri? That sounds like it'll work. I mean, he's locked up. I'm certain he would much rather not be incarcerated right now. So,
If those cops get their mitts on me, who's gonna break you out of jail?
You might get this cell door open, but the cops would throw down and bust me on the way out. And then I'll get the double sentence. Grief!
So what plan we need? Why don't we distract the cops, seeing as we don't have disguises on hand, and I'm pretty sure Dimitri couldn't make it up the air vents. He, despite having a slender build, is actually a pretty big guy, isn't he? Like, I mean, twice Sly's size.
Twice life size. Say that 3 times fast.
I can't.
How about I get the cops'
Twice life
attention,
size, twice
then
life
we
size,
run for
twice
it.
life
Once they're all
size.
outside shooting at me, you can slip
That was
out
2.5.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You weren't too sure about the last one.
Yeah. To be honest, I slowed down that last one because I wasn't too sure about the first two
Won't be a
ones.
problem.
There you go.
Should be able to crack it by hand.
Get me out of here, and I'll find Murray. No sweat.
So if we break Dimitri out, he'll arrange a meeting with Murray.
Bro. We're bad bunch of bunnies.
But first things first, we've got to sneak past the local police. Well, actually, they aren't police. These are mercenaries that have been hired to help keep order.
As we all know, the canals of
And they're being led, of course, by Inspector Fox, who returns for the third consecutive title in the franchise, and she's still great.
Can't she just take a vacation? Like, she's working too much.
Does anybody else work at Interpol?
Yeah! She's literally carrying the entire Interpol.
Well, no, remember there was Nayla and the Contessa, but they're dead and in jail, respectively.
Oh, true.
So she's hosting her own briefing for the cops. She also now has a very strong Hispanic accent.
Is that a different voice actress?
For the third time, yes. They have given her a different voice actress in every single entry in the series. Including Sly 4. She went from having a mild accent in the first game, to no accent in the second, to a very strong one here in the third.
I mean, obviously her English is getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Over time.
Oh, and apparently Sly is a ladro. That's actually not a very large bounty for Sly, wouldn't you say?
How much? 100,000?
Well, yeah, considering that he's, I guess at this point, the world's most notorious thief and associated with Murray.
That's basically rookie numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just steal a key.
Well, I guess the Interpol is just cheap.
Head back to
In this universe, yeah.
If he's true to his word, we'll be talking to Murray in no time.
Let's get back to business.
Oh no, the lights are on.
Where was I? Hold tight, boys. The power's on the fritz again.
So we're going to have to sneak from table to table, making certain to stay, yeah, as Bentley said, stay under desks while the lights are active. And when we see sparks begin to shoot from the light fixtures, that means that the lights will be on very shortly. That's our telegraph to get under a desk ASAP. We're gonna be very careful here.
You look a lot better in the dark, Petro. Really, you are an ugly, ugly man. Make up your mind already.
Just sneak our way slowly past the really jacked out machine gun toting Slavic guerrilla mercenaries.
Of course.
Almost there. There we go. And we're home free. Now all we gotta do is break Dimitri out using both the key and a little bit of safe cracking knowledge.
Let's see some shine, bro.
So we're going to have to rotate the stick until we see/feel a vibration. This is one area where the rumble feature is super handy. At which point we will immediately reverse course and begin turning in the opposite direction until we detect the same phenomenon. Like so. Then reverse one more time. And that's how we open safes in this game.
Nice.
I'll do like I promised.
They're introducing a lot of new, fairly straightforward mechanics to make Sly's gameplay feel a bit more espionage and subterfuge-centric, and as well as incorporate more of the tools we would associate with a traditional thief.
Okay, guess it's showtime.
Alright, so we're set to meet Dimitri later at the Rialto Bridge, after we distract the cops.
Hello, assorted meatheads. And lady. Anyone feel like some exercise?
Cooper, grab him, man.
And I'm out.
Of course, the mercenaries are totally useless here, so we're just down to running from the inspector again. So while I run like hell, Potato, how was today's stream?
You've got some
Frustrating.
But you got past Ornstein and Smough, that's good news, right?
I did.
Did you run afoul of the terrible level design in the back half of the game?
I've got pretty fucked in the catacombs.
Yeah, that's usual.
Are you saying
Like
I've got
those
some
lying
competition
down
for your
skeletons,
affections?
just
You're the only
if they
man
two
with
The
shot
skeleton
me,
beasts.
Yeah, the two like quick consecutive hits.
Mm-hmm.
Just that's an instant kill.
Yep, sure is. They are apparently enemies that strength builds make far easier to deal with, even though a strength build usually would have more trouble with the rest of that zone. They have a reputation, though, don't worry, as some of the worst enemies in the entire game, if not the entire franchise. All we have to do is run, run, run while dodging her blasts. Until we make it back to the mainland, at which point, here's the Murray!
The Murray.
Man, you're in it again.
Hope that manhole works both ways.
That's right. Hide in the sewers like the rat you are.
Thanks for the quick escape. I owe you one. Again.
Of course, Searcher. We are all in need of.
And Murray is now a
You're
mystic.
really whole hog on this Dreamtime stuff, huh?
My mind is
Wow.
clear, like the woodland after a forest fire.
Listen, Murray, we need you back on the team. That thing with Bentley, it wasn't your fault. He doesn't blame you for the wheelchair.
Sorry, Sly. I walk a different path. My guru, in his wisdom, told me to lose myself and not return until the black water ran pure. So here I stay.
You sure he didn't tell you to get lost and not come back until you've cleaned out the water filter?
Come on, I'm on a real spirit quest here.
Sorry.
This cutscene
Tell
is
me
great.
everything. I've missed you, pal.
Well, it's a long and awesome story. You got any gum?
So we get either a cutscene or a slideshow, I forget which. Pretty sure just a slideshow.
A slide scene.
There we go.
Cut show.
Yep, it is slideshow time, now with our new and improved planning theme.
Join the gang until the commitment to his guru has been fulfilled. Whether we like it or not, we've got to deal with Venice's tar problems in order to, as Murray puts it, make the black water run pure. Thanks to Inspector Fox's fine detective work, we already know that Don Octavio is somehow connected. As non-law operatives, we'll be able to tackle the situation in a more head-on fashion. First, we break into Octavio's opera house. If he's hiding anything, we'll find it. We should also keep a close eye on the Don. Some photographic evidence of him connected to the tar might be enough to get the old mobster put away. Of course, meanwhile, I'll monitor local communication frequencies. With some luck, we might pick up some quality intel.
Yep, so, to summarize for my friends on the commentary panel, Murray refuses to abandon his religious training until he manages to fulfill his instructor's command to cause the black water to run pure again, which is to say, stop this bizarre problem of tar being pumped through all of Venice's public waterways. You might have seen some of the spouts pumping tar during the last mission. And we know, thanks to info that Inspector Fox was briefing her mercenaries on, that Don Octavio has some kind of tie to the tar. So what we're going to be doing is breaking into his headquarters in an attempt to find some kind of incriminating evidence, stalk him around the city to see if we can catch him distributing or otherwise, like, planning schemes, planning crimes with the tar, and Bentley is apparently just going to be monitoring local comms traffic. We can now play as Bentley, and I am not going to take on the tutorial because I remember how he plays, but I will share all of his new moves with you. MC says, yeah, strength build 1 or 2 hit kill the skeleton beasts, unfortunately so, yeah. Says there's a trick otherwise, hit from the side and remain on the side. Yes, that does work. The only issues are, well, kind of twofold. One, most places in the Tomb of the Giants where the skeleton beasts exist, you're under fire from those very slow but powerful archers. And, of course, the level topography can get you with those, the combination of the darkness and the really steep drop-offs. That does work when you're fighting them one-on-one, though, really consistently, yeah. Luna says, no more murder, eh? Nope, not in this chapter, anyway. And Bentley's in a wheelchair? Mm-hmm. He was disabled after being caught in the jaws of the clockwork suit. after we pulled the hate chip out and defeated Captain Neela at the end of Sly 2. That, in fact, that episode, combined with the loss of the van, was actually the impetus for Murray to hang up his gloves and retire from the world of crime and violence. And that's no good. So, we know how to play as these two, don't you worry.
But Brady,
Sir.
if Bentley is disabled, can't they just go into the options and re-enable him?
Oh. Believe it or
I
not.
don't know if you've heard it, but that was me dropping the mic on this joke.
I don't know. You may not believe it. You will see, however. Bentley is actually far more formidable in this game than he was in the previous. He's stronger, faster, more mobile, and an absolute holy terror to contend with. Oh, and now Octavio's flashlight guards are prowling around, and I think they look gorgeous. Have a look at these guys.
Aye.
I would wear that suit.
Of course you would, it's purple.
Speaking of, watched the live-action Speed Racer film for the first time last night. Really good, by the way. And yeah, I would definitely wear most of the purple suits featured prominently in that film.
Nice.
That is my only criterion for judging cinema. Are there suits? Are those suits purple? If yes to both, automatic 2 thumbs up.
That sounds like a very software engineering approach to figuring out do you like the movie or not.
Oh yeah. You may also notice that when engaged at close range, flashlight guards no longer immediately shoot us and just get us caught in some kind of damage loop. They'll instead alternate between a sweeping horizontal and a chopping vertical attack, only at close range again, that we can actually contend with quite safely. Yeah, yes, Bentley, I know how to find missions. Thank you. I'm just stealing right now. I'm being a thief for once in the entire game. So, the first thing we want to do, Octavio Snap. Yeah, this is probably the blandest mission out of the lot. We're just going to be following the Don around the city and taking some photographs of him pumping tar into the canals. Not a huge fan of these pigeons. They are not wearing classy suits. Therefore, they are inferior guards. Oh yeah, also no clue bottles in this game, so we're just going to be progressing more or less linearly, which is not necessarily a bad thing since the missions are much meatier and way more involved.
The Don is moving towards your position.
Great. You want me to take him?
No, we need evidence that he's behind the city's tar epidemic. With some incriminating photos, we might be able to help the cops prosecute him and put an end to this nonsense.
Never thought we'd be helping out the cops.
Really? You always seem eager to aid Inspector Fox.
Yeah, well, she's different. Your average law enforcer isn't that, I don't know, attractive. Hold up, here he comes. That's despicable.
Get a picture before he finishes. This is perfect.
Yeah, so this is Octavio's whole thing. He's just polluting all of the water in Venice.
A few more of these and the cops will bury this guy. Follow
So we just have to follow him around to a few different tar pumps and snag photos of him polluting each body of water. That one was a historically significant fountain, so, you know, people probably be pretty upset about that. But is it enough to get a very powerful mobster put away? Probably not. Oh yes, also please let me know how the audio balance is. Since we've had issues recently, I'd like to know if not only I and the game are perfectly legible, but if I and my co-commentators appear to be about, equal in terms of our volume level.
We are never equal. We are equaler.
He's at it again. Get a picture.
Ignore me.
Oh, wait. We need a photo of the Don pumping his tar. Oh, come on. Where do we have to capture this thing from? There we go. I got him.
I guess more of a bird death trap now.
That was a pump dedicated exclusively to that bird bath. So now it's just a tar bath. So, Seth, I noticed you got a massive amount of Hollow Knight orders.
Didn't get the orders yet, but people seem to have it in their baskets, so I'm kind of, you know, panicking here, so I'm crocheting like a madman. Or a mad grandma, I don't know.
But hey,
I need that.
that's a good amount of money, right? And a good amount of business. People will, or maybe already have been, telling their friends. Think about all that business you're doing now. Yeah, Luna asks, a Mad Ma? There you go.
But yeah, I mean, now I put the dolls for 20 bucks each. So, yeah. There is some revenue coming.
Oh, look at Octavio platforming across the rooftops like he's the main character. Oh, now he's just dumping tar straight onto a water wheel. Yeah, this guy's a Captain Planet villain. Like Jean Bisson without the fun. Now, we have to be kind of careful with our platform in this go-round, friends, because, unlike for the last several chapters, or like really the back half of Sly 2, we do not have our, paraglider. The double jump and context-specific, like, spire jumps and rail walks and runs, are all we have in our navigational toolkit as Sly, for the time being. Last should be an aquarium, I think. Hello, guard. Goodbye, guard. Oh, let's just use our smoke bomb. Why not? Which is no longer deployed from the cane, but rather just dropped by hand.
He seems to be working a switch, but there's no tar anywhere. Yet. Get a photo anyway.
Oh, for God's sakes, why are there so many of them? Well, let's hope we can make it back to him in time. God's sakes, I'm sorry guys, I might have to redo this bit because the guards just swarmed us.
Oh no.
Which usually doesn't happen this early in the game. That's got him, though. Alright, so no tar yet, but wait. I love how ridiculously cartoonish his plan is. Now he's just dumping tar into a standalone aquarium. Remember, this guy is the leader of a local mafia family, and this is what he spends his time doing. Also probably bears considering, especially compared to our other villains, or most of the other villains we've fought so far, with the obvious exception of Clockwork, Don Octavio is considerably advanced in age. He's implied to be like in his 60s or 70s, and now he's just riding a Ferris wheel. The Fiend. So we're gonna have to hitch a ride on the back of his car when next it comes around so we can eavesdrop on his phone call. you'll notice that his car is the only one with one of these bars running along the back. Oh, look at that flip phone!
This Ferris wheel was a good idea. She's a pumping the tar fast. Nobody suspects a thing. But still, is it gonna be enough to get things ready for my opera recital? Bella, when the people come to see me sing, I want to make sure they keep a-coming. Even if they don't.
His voice acting is incredible.
One way or the other, there'll be opera fans again. Hey, hey, hey! Okay, seriously.
That fiend! He's twisted a time-honored amusement park ride into a tool for wrongdoing. Break open the control panel with your cane. I'm on my way to do a little rewiring.
Alright, so since Octavio turned the Ferris wheelers using it as a gigantic, a giant tar pump, Bentley's going to disable it.
Kill a bunch of poor innocent fish, will he?
Bentley's gone off the deep end. Look at this. Yep. He just lets the Ferris wheel loose onto the city. Alright. There's our second job done. Now we've got one we can play as Sly and one as Bentley. Let's go take on Sly's mission first. Into the Depths. Now, little interesting bit of trivia about Sly 3. Hey, Smurf. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Hope
Hi,
you're doing well.
Smurf.
Thank you for joining us. Little interesting bit of trivia. At launch, Sly 3 was one of very few, and I mean very, 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 very few, games on the PS2 to attempt to integrate 3D technology. And new copies of the game would actually ship with a pair of cardboard old-school theater-style 3D glasses that could be used for certain missions. I will tell you, it barely worked, and it was awful, but it was one of the more unique gimmicks I've seen packaged into an action platformer, action-adventure game. Very, very strange that they would do that with Sly, except perhaps to allow the new and improved graphics and rendering to pop a little bit more clearly on particularly visually appealing missions. I bring this up because Into the Depths over here was the first mission that I can recall actually incorporating the 3D glasses in the original release. Obviously, that functionality was taken out of the remaster trilogy version, and of course this version that is being streamed through PS Now, thank God. But, I digress. Let's break into an opera house.
Nice place. Sure to be a few coins laying around in there. What's the plan?
If you can get me inside to one of Octavio's computers, I should be able to hack his firewall and get the dirt on his operation.
Okay. Have you got a point of entry? I'm guessing the front door's not the safest option.
That wooden hatch appears to be an ideal way to slip in undetected. Head down there and we'll meet up in a few minutes.
Alright. So all we have to do is hop the fence, which will be super easy for us.
Octavio is known to rely on 3D technology to secure his property.
Yeah, and the in-universe justification for the goggles is that certain villains are using 3D security tech.
Functional and
Whatever that
functional.
means.
Nice touch, Bentley.
So all we're gonna have to do is crawl through the basement of Octavio's opera house to make it to the heart of his operation. Oh, right. But first things first, we've got to do one of these segments. I forgot about these. We have to press this switch in perfect sync with Bentley.
At exactly the same time. Okay? On my 3. 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
There we go. And down we go. Let's make sure to smash all of these destructibles, because these crates, barrels, and chairs actually contain quite a few coins for this stage of the game.
Uh,
Hmm?
Oh, I think potato dropped.
Oh dear.
Looks like Octavio is fond of this 3D synchronized security system. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Nice and easy. Just follow the audio cues. Now we've got a bit of proper platforming.
Drat, my booster won't be enough to make it to that next door. I've made a number of improvements to my wheelchair, but none that can...
Unfortunately, yeah, Bentley's thrusters can't get him across, so we're going to have to clear a path for him.
Plenty of boats hanging around to make a nice bridge for you.
Okay, I'll wait for your signal.
Time for some proper platforming, really, for the first time in the game. And guys, believe me when I tell you, the platforming stages in Sly 3 are so good. Oh, hold on. We've got Octavio. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay. Mistimed that. We just gotta dodge through these flame traps. Not too bad on the whole. But there's quite a few totally unique traps down here, most of these set pieces really, that we won't see anywhere else in the game. Alright, time to creep our way past some lasers, going back to the old school, just like we're playing Sly 1 again. But remember, just like in Sly 2, we have no mulligans when it comes to lasers and spotlights. We cannot transgress them without taking damage. There we go. Now we've just got to clamber across a pipe. I love all of the old gondola boats that are just stowed away underneath the Opera House for whatever reason.
That door ahead of you is reinforced. We'll need to bomb our way through it.
That guard tried. He tried his best. Now, if we press this button, well, what happens?
Thanks for the assist, Sly. Maybe I can return the...
Miraculously, we drop just enough crates from the ceiling to allow Bentley to jump across in his wheelchair. With the aid of his afterburners, of course.
Okay, stand back.
Thanks, pal.
Now, we just have to dodge through some lasers. A few different patterns of lasers. Or no, sorry. 2 iterations of each of 2 patterns. And after we cross, the lasers just magically deactivate so Bentley can come through.
My bombs won't make a dent. See if you can find a way around it through that ventilation.
Alright, so we're gonna have to crawl through and witness Octavio speaking with the employees who apparently disappointed him.
Oh no.
Julius made a run for it, and now, normally I'd whack a bottle, yeah, but it's a carnival, and I'm feeling charitable, so I think of something else. Okay, here's the deal. You 2 stoolies are gonna be my new eyes and ears. I can't let no one get near my demolition switch or sabotage any part of the operation down here. If you hear any noise from inside of the family that someone's not content, then you tell me straight out. I can't be taking no chances this close to a short time. Got it.
Yeah, so little more background for this chapter. It's currently Carnival, if you couldn't tell from all the masks and decorations, and Don Octavio is scheduled to perform at one of the celebrations. That's when the actual fruit of this tar-based plan is meant to be exhibited. Oh, we've also got one more cat. Just hold on, let me take care of this. I love that they can leap over arcane strikes, though. That's great.
Thanks, pal. Judging from the security, we must be getting close. It's live.
Time for Bentley to do what he does best. Blow shit up. We'll be seeing quite a bit more Bentley gameplay in Sly 3, which I'm really quite
Nice.
fond of. We got to play as him a fair amount in the second game, and his playstyle was actually quite different and refreshing, but a lot of that time was ultimately spent just navigating to hacking challenges. Not a huge negative, or really a negative at all in my book, but just suffice it to say, I'm happy that we'll be seeing a bit more of his regular gameplay. So we're going to be throwing down with these dynamite-tossing guards in here, while the elites in the next room, just separated from us by some bars, have absolutely no idea. They do not react, they do not hear anything. I don't know, maybe they drunk. Maybe they migrated to the Sly universe from the Conkerverse. They're just drunk all the time.
1, 2, 3. We're in.
Ah, here's the heart of Octavio's operation. Look at this computer system. Beautiful design, isn't it? Almost evocative of a pipe organ. In fact, it is an organ.
Yes, a Wurlitzer 700.
A Wurlitzer. Great.
Just as long as you're enjoying yourself. That's the important thing.
Aside from a few tense moments, that break-in seemed to go pretty well.
It's not over yet. Hack the system and let's get out of here.
Oh, it'll be a snap extracting the details on Octavio's operation from this old dinosaur.
So all we have to do, as usual, is defend Bentley while he hacks the organ.
Guess the dinosaur has teeth. I'll hack
But notice the alarm here is a bell, like a physical bell, and not a siren or anything. Alright, so all we gotta do is defend Bentley from the guards by usually knocking them into these fire pits. That'll do the trick. There's quite a few we'll have to blow through here, but fortunately they're not too tough. Unfortunately, when we don't pick their pockets, they don't drop many coins at all. Ooh, one actually got a hit in. Alright, moving quickly, I see,
Yes.
sir. That's alright. Bentley can take a few.
I've almost got it.
Alright. What are you up to, Seth?
I am playing Pokemon Unite.
Oh, alright. Which title is that, again?
Came out today. It's a Pokemon MOBA.
Oh, shoot! How is
Yeah,
it?
and it's actually quite fun. It's fun, it's wholesome, it's easy, and it's free to play.
How many characters
the
are
Switch.
available by default?
I don't know, I think like 20 different Pokemon.
And they're going to add more, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
of
really
course.
nice. Hey, Eclipse, good
Absol
evening.
is one of the first ones added.
Ooh, righteous.
So
Eclipse
now you
says
have to play it.
Pokemon Unite is fun. Right on. Yeah, but do they
Yeah,
have Asper?
People are streaming it everywhere. No, I don't think Asper is in.
Alright, I'll hold off then.
Aw.
So we were able to hack Don Octavio's, well, it's, again, not really a computer system. It was some kind of organ with a few monitors slapped onto it, which I adore. You may have noticed the keyboard wasn't even like a traditional QWERTY or a Teowen keyboard. It was like the old ivory keys. Brilliant. Now, we have to race back over to the safe house, take control of Bentley, and head down on the canals for a little bit of proactive recon. How's everybody doing this evening? As we swap out our protagonists.
I am thinking about my life.
Oof. In my experience, that's usually not a good idea.
I know. I'm also thinking if Katamurray Damacy just noticed your title.
There you go. You'll see why I went with that title a bit later on.
Alright.
Oh, important to mention, since we just purchased it, in this game, Bentley gains use of the alarm clock, which actually makes more sense, seeing as it functions like one of his special bombs with the little arc and all. Oh, and he also starts with, well, a tossable trigger bomb, his fishing pole, and we just purchased the alarm clock. Now let me explain the fishing pole, because it's very important, okay? In this title, all 3 main members of the Cooper gang can pickpocket guards. Now, Sly is still the best and the swiftest when it comes to that particular action, but the others have options. Bentley, for instance, can use this magnet-equipped fishing pole to hook onto the metal objects in a guard's pockets and wheel himself back to slowly extract them. It works, and I appreciate that all of the thieves can actually steal. Second thing, Bentley still got his bombs, now deployed with the assistance of a really cool robotic arm. And he has a double jump in the form of these little afterburners, or these thrusters equipped to the sides of his wheelchair. So he's... Also, if you look at his speed while on the ground, I'm fairly certain Bentley is slightly faster in this game than he was in the second. He now attacks, instead of with his crossbow, in a full 360-degree radius with, I believe those are little, projections, or the hubcaps on his wheels pop out and are used as battering implements. That's pretty cool. And, of course, he's still got his sleep darts. So he's got a couple new tricks, by default. So, Seth, who's your go-to in Pokemon Unite so far?
Obviously Pikachu.
Alright, alright. What about you, Eclipse? If I need to ask. Well, more it's like, which dragon is available?
I think... Oh, oh my god, the one that has jets on the sides of his head.
Oh,
that one is available.
Garchomp?
Yes. With all of the evolutions, of course, because here you start with, like, the smallest Pokemon, and then it evolves throughout the fight.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, unless you have Pikachu, of course, because as we all know, Pikachu never evolves.
That's right, of course. Poor Raichu.
That's because evolution is not real.
Careful, you're starting to sound a bit like an Idaho potato. Alright, so Bentley, as per usual, is going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be commandeering a police gondola for this mission.
Hey, Sly, you better get over here. My sources tell me that Octavio has hired the Blue Viper Gondola Gang to take out Carmelita.
It's Bentley versus the Blue Vipers.
We've got to get to them before they get to her.
She's off on her daily patrol. The thugs can't be far behind.
Because
My way. Just make sure
in the engagement of a theme that's maybe a little bit darker than we would expect from our bright, happy cartoon raccoon platformer, right off the bat, Octavio put a hit out on Carmelita.
I'll shoot.
Oh wow.
And so we're going to have to disable the gondolas of the street gang that he hired to do the job. Meaning, it's time for a little bit of shooting. All we have to do is blast the Blue Viper gondolas and dodge obstacles by jumping and sidling side to side. Nice and easy. We can destroy some wooden obstacles, but really it's, except when we're dealing with these little docks that only take 1 or 2 shots, it's usually not worth it, like to destroy the larger gondolas and things like that. We're not on a timer here, so all we have to do is stay alive long enough to disable all 3 Blue Viper boats. Now, despite being called the Blue Vipers, only one of them is actually kitted out in blue regalia. The others are wearing...
The Viper.
That's right. The others are wearing green and... Well, it's coded as red, according to the health bars on the... or in the upper right-hand corner. But they were just using the usual color scheme of Octavio's cat guards. So kind of a purplish, I think. This is a simple but very, very fun little minigame. And it's our first instance, unless you want to count the 2 swings we got in on Dr. M's golem at the start of the game. Our first instance of a mini-boss fight, of which there will once again be many in this game, because, well, Sucker Punch were really, really good to us. Alright, Green Viper's almost down.
Nice shooting, Bentley.
It's a good thing none of them have initiated crack mode, otherwise we'd be dead in an instant. There we go! Blue Viper's disabled. Hey, Blade of Fate, welcome to the stream. Good evening, man.
Hi, Blade!
How you doing?
How you doing?
Ooh, it's time once again for a slideshow then, as we move on to the next day of our investigation.
This city's beautiful, but a bit quiet for my taste.
Oh, thank you, Blade. It's a very simple minigame, but a good deal of fun, as I said.
I hope you realize that by saving Carmelita,
They say I'm good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
more difficult.
Maybe so,
Nice.
but what's the fun in stealing if there's nobody trying to catch you? Besides, she's helped us out in the past.
That, and you've got a thing for her.
And I've got a thing for her. Look, I'll stash this boat. It might be useful.
Blade says, "Hey,
You
Seth."
stay out of trouble.
Hi, hi.
Potato's also with us.
No, I'm not.
Somewhere.
That's a goddamn lie.
Ooh, hold on a minute. We've got our next slideshow. Take a listen.
So, according to these decrypted files, Octavio is pumping tar from underneath the foundations of buildings so he can sink them into the canals on a whim. He's going to demonstrate this destructive ability to the people of Venice during his opera recital on the first day of Carnival. To counter this threat, we'll first destroy the balloons inside, advertising the recital. If no one shows up, he'll have no reason to sink a building. Next, the blueprints to the main tar vacuum have been cleverly split into 3 parts and hidden in local coffee houses owned by Octavio. Unfortunately, they're under constant guard, so you'll need to use a disguise to get us inside. Also, some big Vincenetti goons have been called in as insurance for the
Blade says, "Hey, potato."
Yeah, potato.
mercenaries into taking them out for us. And finally, we'll have to convince Murray to take you to the field. If he's learned the Aboriginal ballpark, it'll be just the thing for destroying the local tar.
Good evening, Slyfox Gamer. How you doing? Thank
Hi,
you for joining us.
Sly.
Hi, slime.
Just a minute, hold on. I thought I heard something outside. Let me see. I think a package might have been, or just been delivered. Let me see. Oh, no. It's people moving in across the street. I was expecting a package in the next couple of days, but...
Oh no.
There they move in across the...
Is it an exciting package or a boring package?
Something I need for my thesis. Very old, very rare book.
Oh, exciting. I like old books.
Here's the weird thing. A 70, or at this point going on 80-year-old book that was printed in very limited quantities that also was made of incredibly low-quality material and has very few copies surviving to the modern day. I was able to pick it up on Amazon for 20 bucks. A book that was published in like 2007 or 2008 cost me over $200.
Oh, wow.
Makes sense.
Yeah, let's see. Slyfox says, it's going good. How about you? Doing well, thank you. Busy, as always, but hanging in there. Blade of Fate says, just bought the New World MMO game on Steam and waiting for the download to finish to try it out without watching about this game. Alright. Or without knowing anything about it. You're going in blind,
I
I
am
assume.
interested in the New World MMO. I mean, it's been developed by Amazon. So...
Oh, shoot, it's that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard some not so great things about the business model.
Yeah, exactly. That's what... Yeah, exactly. It's
Fair
Amazon.
dues.
Today I saw that people collected enough money in that GoFundMe to keep Bezos in space. I don't know why was there a limit to the money, and are they actually gonna keep him in space? Probably not, but you know.
Slyfox says, I'm building clockwork. Hey, if it could cause me to live forever, I probably would. So, first things first. Oh, look, Carmelita's on the streets this time. I actually did not remember that she was present in free roam in this map. Because she is only for a short time, I think, until we complete a certain mission. Time to play as Bentley, only to walk over to another mission, because it's time to play some Tarball and recruit Murray to do a little non-violent sabotage for us.
Sly said you were looking for me?
We need your help to destroy some tar drums.
I'm done with all that. I found a new path. It's full of peacefulness.
So this is the only Murray mission in the entire series that I'm aware of where we actually, by the stipulations of the task, cannot harm any guards.
The guy who used to punch first and not bother asking questions later. Where's that guy? Where's my old friend?
I'm sorry, Bentley. I tried to save you, but I just wasn't strong enough.
Get over it, Murray. I don't blame you, and never have. The only thing I feel bad about is losing my pal.
Look, I want to help you. You're like my second best friend. It's just that I promised I'd stay here and peacefully meditate till the black water ran pure.
Well, what if you could help us peacefully? You wouldn't have to punch anyone.
I'm in. Keep it peaceful.
I just love
smash
Murray.
up anything you'd like.
Yeah, so long as we don't hurt sentient beings, Murray is down to peacefully destroy anything we need.
Yeah, sure. Like
So it's time for him to use the ball form, an indigenous Australian meditative technique to destroy all of Octavio's tar pumps.
Maintain your ball form
Why?
and
Oh,
smash
never
into the
mind.
tar drums around town.
awesome.
questions?
Yeah, that's totally peaceful. I'm sure my guru wouldn't mind.
Let's see. Clip says, I don't have Garchomp yet, but it's free for now, and I just played my first game with him. It was awesome. Right on!
Nice.
I'm actually quite the Garchomp fan, or was back in the day when it came to the Pokemon mainline games, so I imagine he would translate over pretty well to a fighting type game. Blade says, Amazon? That explained why it's the second most watched category now after just chatting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And MC gives us a pun. Alright. So, y'all ready to see the ball form at work? This is where the stream title comes from. Behold. So what we've got to do is use these sewer vents, or these vents, to propel ourselves airborne, and then bounce our way across the city and into each of the pumps. Without harming guards, of course. Because the Murray is a man of peace. And tranquility. Look at how beautiful this is. Doesn't this site just set you at ease?
Integral part of Octavio's scheme. With them out of the picture, you're that much closer to seeing.
Oh, and if you didn't catch it during the slideshow, Octavio's plan is to pump tar out from beneath the foundations of many of Venice's buildings, so that he can, using controlled demolitions, going to need to get our height back, so he can sink individual buildings by blowing away what remains of their foundation. Alright, just 3 more. And for once, the stipulations of the mission make Murray's natural strength and destructiveness something of an impediment. Because guards drawing aggro from guards, actually stands a greater chance of you accidentally harming them with the AoE from Murray's impacts and therefore failing the mission, than they do actually hurting Murray.
Keep this up, and the environmentalists will send a thank you card.
One more. Oh, and it's all the way over by Octavio's Opera House. That makes sense. Let's just check out the structural integrity of the stage. Yep, that looks pretty good. And now make our way across the canal, and... job's a good one. That is all we'll be seeing of Murray until the tail end of this chapter, but he was useful in a non-conventional way.
Well, I haven't forgotten who my friends are. I'm just playing with a different deck.
So guys, what did you think of our first experience with the Murray in this title?
I love Murray. That's all I'm gonna say.
Not enough cards.
Thank you, Murray, for being Murray.
Just such a wholesome, wholesome sweetheart. Murray isn't just the best part of this game, he's probably the best part of any, like, PlayStation era action, platformer, adventure, whatever you want to call this genre. Okay, what next? Why don't we go for the old running bomb? See, part of Bentley's plan to keep Octavio from detonating significant portions of the city, since he plans to do so during his comeback opera recital, is just destroy all of his advertisements, so that he will be unable to draw a crowd and then therefore have no one to intimidate. It's a delightfully cartoonish plan. And the next mission is dedicated entirely to taking out Octavio's ads. If only the gang could do us a solid and do the same to YouTube's. So Bentley, of course, is going to be putting together some very, very potent explosives.
We need to take out the sign and balloons advertising Octavio's big comeback opera recital.
I hear ya. If no one shows up for him to extort with his building sinking scheme, then why would he bother with the demonstration? Excavating all that tar seems like a big operation. You'd think he'd hold off until he had an audience.
Exactly. Now, I've cobbled together a few explosives powerful enough to destroy the anchors to those balloons. Unfortunately, I'm a little short on fuses.
Then I'll be quick.
So we have to run each bomb to its respective balloon as quickly as possible.
Raccoon parts everywhere.
I'm gonna leave you guys for a little while. See you later.
Alright, Seth, take care.
Bad mod, bye-bye.
There we go. As long as we make it to each anchor in time, we will be able to effortlessly sever the balloon's tethers.
Head on back to the fireworks stand. I've got another stick of TNT.
And we do have to run back to Bentley after every successful detonation, but it's, given the relatively small size of these maps, compared to at least what you'd be used to in an open world game these days, the mercifully small size of them, it's not too much of a hassle.
That explosive had some kick.
It was a child compared to this ferocious beast. Don't dilly-dally with this one. It's got a longer fuse, but you've got farther to run.
Ferocious beast?
Run, Slime, run! Fear the beast!
Alright, so our next target is more or less clear across the city. As long as we travel in more or less a perfectly straight line and don't deviate at all. Oh, good, Carmelita's here too. Great. That's perfect. This is what our smoke bombs are made for.
Hurry, before the wind changes direction!
There we go, made it, easily.
The whole stage 2.
MC says, remember, fetch quests are old. Back when maps were small. Yeah, fetch quests were nowhere near as bad when they didn't have to be spread out, or objectives didn't have to be spread out so much, over such great distances.
The wind died. The balloon's caught.
You guys don't know how to push it good.
See if you can climb up and knock the balloon free.
Oh no, that's somebody who's...
To just make you walk as far as possible.
I was about to say, that those are clearly the words of somebody who's played a lot of MMOs.
Chemical reaction.
But do you guys remember, like, the Bigoron, fetch quest line in Ocarina of Time? You could perform to optionally get the really, really powerful, two-handed sword. It sent you, in very specific order, to NPCs all across Hyrule. But it didn't feel like a particularly painful grind, at least to me, because the distances you had to cover, A, weren't that large to begin with, and B, were able to be shortened significantly by use of the teleportation songs that you learn as Adult Link before entering every major dungeon. So yeah, I think there's something to what MC said. When maps are smaller, fetch quests, they're not good design. I will never contend that they're good design in 95% of their applications. but they were far less painful and actually kind of unremarkable. Okay, anyhow, Balloon got caught atop the Octavio standee, so we've got to ascend this tower and batter down the standee in order to sever the balloon's connection to this terrestrial plane. And, of course, in so doing, also destroy another piece of Octavio's advertising. The tower itself is a short, simple, but oddly satisfying platforming course. This feels better than climbing any Ubi tower of the past 2 or 3 generations, or really any Ubi tower ever, I should say. And there we go. Addio, balloon. And also now, the standee is inexplicably exploding. Oh no! Bentley's been made, and is apparently under attack. We gotta hoof it. Except not really, because we're not under time pressure. You're caught between 2 flashlight guards, though. That ain't great. It's a bit harder to keep exclusively to the rooftops in Venice, but still probably advisable, I would say. My only other issue with the rooftops in Venice is they're not quite high enough to enable us to just swat enemies off and instantly kill them. Ooh, hold on. I mean, yes, I know our friend is in mortal peril right now, but I do see treasure, and you know, we're a thief, so gotta get it. Silver watch, 41 coins. That's worth Bentley's life, I think, yep. Who's breaking down the door? Well... Don Octavio, of course. He's kidnapped Bentley.
My boy on the inner side picked up those pictures of me you sent to the cops. Nice a try, but I own this town.
Put my friend down. I'm gonna knock out all of your teeth, one at a time, and make you eat them.
Ooh, that's the toughest talker you got. You're pathetic. Back in my day, we had enforcers that would make people pee their pants just as soon as a look at them.
Believe me, old-timer, I don't make idle threats.
Oh, I know all about you and your crack little gang. You ain't enough.
One thing I like about this title in particular, I'm sure you've seen so far, is the villains themselves are way more physically present and engage with the characters in the world more than they did in previous entries. That's really cool. So all we've got to do is chase Octavio and Bentley down across Venice. Now, Octavio will run past these laser gates, which we'll have to jump, and he will call for his guards to activate them as soon as he passes each.
Barrier engage.
I swear I'll get you for this.
You won't get nothing but a grave, pal.
Also, just like Neela, Octavio is leaving this trail of golden particles. I'm not sure what the in-universe justification for it is here. Obviously, it's meant to help us keep track of him. But, cologne, I guess, maybe? In Neela's case, it was her extremely powerful perfume.
Shotgun.
So we've chased him...
Want this runt?
Dandruff.
Take him.
Oh, of course.
I won't forget about this. You guys are dead.
Weird. He just gives up Bentley entirely as soon as he makes it to his headquarters and runs away. That's alright.
Bruised, but it'll heal.
Do you see what I mean as well, crew, so far, about each mission generally involving a few more diverse tasks and a bit more content than they did in Sly 2? I really like that. MC says pretty sure the fetch quest comes from the basic find key, open door. Oh yeah, no doubt. But the kinds of fetch quests I'm thinking of, kind of what it evolved into as almost a dirty word in the game dev world, is the type of task where you have to secure X amount of usually arbitrarily placed objects without any unique challenges or environments or anything like that, just scattered around the world to affect a single change, or a single state change. Isn't that usually what you think of as well, Potato?
Yeah, fetch 60 orc ears, but beware, not all orcs have ears.
Yeah, exactly. Used mainly in the context of padding, I think, right? Or at least it feels like padding.
Yeah.
Like, we want you to play this game for 20 hours, but we're also not gonna design 20 hours of content. So, enjoy 10 hours, and then certain individual tasks that take you about 5 times as long as they should. Yeah, MC says menial quests. Menial, like, and with a low degree of deliberate, like, developer-led curation. You know, unique environments, unique characters, unique challenges, unique mechanics, any of that. MC says fetch quests are used as a tool for grinding, I believe. Well, yeah, and the grind itself is usually engaged, at least in modern design, as a way to pad the game. Now it's time for guard duty, where we'll be introduced to Sly's last new unique mechanic for this entry, which, dig this, will become a defining facet of Sly's gameplay from here on out.
Not very subtle, posting a full-time guard in front of a coffee house.
Since we destroyed his Ferris wheel, he's gone all out on the security. In fact, he's got all his guards checking up on each other. If we're going to get inside and at the blueprints, we can't raise any suspicion.
I'm with you. I'll approach the guard while in disguise and pretend to take the next shift. When the coast is clear, you head inside and swipe the...
Sorry, I said one mechanic, there's two.
Front, no one will know that something's up.
So, Sly is now a master of disguise. And he has been given a special disguise that will allow him to... ta-da! Emulate one of the flashlight guards of Venice. Now, we can only perform a single jump, and can perform absolutely none of our Master Thief moves in this form, nor can we attack. But all guards will be completely passive towards us. And we can use this disguise to sneak our way into Octavio's coffee houses. I love the little walk Sly puts on as well. Have a look at this. I love this walk cycle. Even better, though, we get to hear Sly attempt an Italian accent. Enjoy.
Halt! What's the Carnivale password?
Got it. Here it is.
Tenor bass, tenor, tenor.
Okay. I guess you're the relief shift. Thanks for coming early. I got a big plans for tonight. Carnivale. Good times, eh?
I can't believe that worked. You've got the worst Italian accent I've ever heard. No offense.
Head inside and grab the blueprints. No telling how long till another patrol comes by.
Oh wait, no, sorry, the second mechanic pertains to Bentley. I forgot entirely. So, yeah, Bentley will actually infiltrate the coffee houses, which are very, very simple, dense environments.